Greetings, Star Warriors of the angelic ground crew of Team 144. Waking up, rising up to the challenge of a new day. A new dawn is on its way. The eyes of the spirit open to know all things. All things are being revealed through this great revelation of consciousness. Aho. Happy 6/6 Cosmic Consciousness Portal. And of course, it's a galactic activation portal. Kin 6969. We have the 6/5 through the 6/9 portal. The 6 and the 9 are the rising up and the setting. It's the inverse and the reverse of each other. The 6/6 through the 9/9 portal is the ascension process portals, which carry us to the 10-10, the 11-11, 12-12, into the final 13-13 time wave, dream wave spell, lifting the spell, lifting the veils for all eternity, for all humanity. We had a powerful strawberry full moon last night and partial lunar eclipse. It's the first of the Trinity. You see in today's image in the video from Divine Sister of the Light, Susanna Mara, that is the symbol, the sword of unity. In the harmonic convergence, we have the 3 into the 1, and it is the Trinity. As I spoke about last couple transmissions about the Trinity of the fire, the ring of fire around Lemurian energies. So these activations of the divine feminine, the goddess energy rising up, taking flight, spreading the wings of the etheric angelics. Last night as I sat under the full moon, I was getting activations of the crystalline palace at the center of the brain again, and the pulsing throughout my skull was very intense. It got to the point, which is very rare for me, I had to perform acupuncture on myself, and there were 3 points on the left side of my skull. 555 energy coming in. So it's been a while since I've had to perform acupuncture on myself. I believe the last time was around the last harmonic convergence when I did the ceremony of cutting the karmic cords, contracts, and ties for all humanity. You see, I've trained over 30 years with many masters in many healing arts, from shiatsu to reflexology, acupuncture, many different healing arts. So I perform every day, just about every day, arts such as the 3 points of healing, qigong, neigong, shengong, to keep my body at its highest resonance, and also exercising and feeding the vessel high amounts of nutrients and minerals. But there's days, like last night, where the energy's so intense, it needs a little extra assistance. And that's when I use the needles. Now, acupuncture is actually a very simple art. All the points in the body, you can think of an acupuncture point as like the vortex, sacred vortex, and the needles penetrate into that point, deep into through the skin and into the muscle and tendon. We have many different points. There's major points, and then generally with 3 needles I can accomplish most healing. So the point one right outside on the left side, outside the ear, the left ear, one was at the point where the jaw meets the skull, and then one at the base of the skull, close to the middle, the base of the skull where the skull meets the vertebrae. We call that the jade pillow in the Taoist arts and Chinese medicine. It was to the left side. It's kind of like a big W, and the skull makes that pattern. There's an art called Beating the Jade Pillow, which activates the crystal palace. So these points help stimulate the chi flow, help release blocks in the meridians, the ley lines that flow through the physical body. 73, 33, and 37 rising up. So the acupuncture, that's one of the many arts I'll be teaching in Ecuador once the Healing Retreat Center is manifest. On most days, I can accomplish most healing with acupressure, just using my thumbs or other tools. But there's days when we have to go the extra mile, and last night was one of them. And I know many of you have been feeling those intense energies, especially with this Eclipse gateway portals opening. Even today, with this intense fire energy coming in, it's a challenge to do this transmission. The threefold heart flame, the fire from within, is being activated as the flames rise higher and higher into the night, shining our light into this realm. The Schumann was fairly quiet. All quiet. There we go. We'll leave that one. There was a 13 and 14 spike. So the 13 with the synchronic with the goddess energies. And if you see the charts, you can see this pulsing energy that's very consistent through yesterday and today. We also had 180 and 1.5 or greater earthquakes. Again, the ring of fire totally lit up. A few of the most significant earthquakes, one of them that really stood out was, of course, a 5.3, which was at the Ascension Islands. The Ascension Island, I believe it's occupied by the United Kingdom, the UK, and it's in the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is about halfway in between South America, the country of Brazil, and Africa. So that's the Atlantean energy. And of course, the synchronicity with Ascension, because we're in the Ascension. And they call that area the Ascension Fracture Zone. So what's being fractured right now? The veil that separates consciousness, 3D consciousness, from higher consciousness. And this is the field, the magnetic field that surrounds this realm. The veils are being lifted and removed. And what's significant also about the Ascension Island, it's on the 13 longitude line, which is the divine feminine energy, which mirrored in the Schumann today at 13 hertz. Another significant, in Nevada, we had the 3.5 at Tonopah, which is on the 117.973 longitude. And that 117, this is the first time I realized it, was on that. These consistent earthquakes in Nevada. Many people have been experiencing the 117, the 711 codes coming in. And in Afghanistan, at the portal there, we had a 4.4. That's the 44, which is the new code of the Earth Angelics, connecting third density or 3D into the fifth density. And that was at the 71 longitude, which is a mirror of the 17. And of course, the ring of fire totally lit up again. Gaia, she is ascending. And synchronic with the needle, it's coming through for many that we are traveling through the eye of the needle, or the eye of the storm. That's the 0 point. And you can think of each human vessel, the ground crew, the star seeds, the star blossoms now, as like an energetic acupuncture needle that is activating the portals where you're stationed right now. You are that vibratory needle that is assisting Gaia to release any false energy in that portal where you're located. And that's part of this energy we're bringing in, these codes, these activations, these upgrades, the frequency, the resonance through our rainbow bridge, through the central channel of our body, the Katika channel, and through the chakras, the energy centers, through that central channel, bridging heaven and earth. We rise up the earthly energy and we bring down the heavenly energy from above to meet together in the heart center. The Sacred Heart is the center of the rainbow bridge, and we see that in the chakras as the emerald green. And within the green, in the center of the center, the central sun, is the white, the still white magnetic light. So you can see from the still white center, the 7 colors of the electromagnetic spectrum expanding out. The highest, the ultraviolet, and the lowest, deep into the earth. So into the heavens, the ultraviolet, and deep into the earth. The infrared, we have the red of the root chakra, which is the coiled serpent of the Kundalini, and it's connected to Mars. We have the blue of the throat chakra, which connects to the violet, the ultraviolet, the heavens, and the blue is connected to Venus. And the 6 is connected to Venus, the 9 to Mars. So we have the 2 coming together today with the Kin 69. That's divine feminine connecting with the divine masculine, the eagle flying with the condor symbolism, prophecy. All the prophecies are coming to fruition, manifesting for consciousness, for the mind of humanity as guides, signposts. I'm sorry, we have a wild Middle Eastern party going on outside the window. Don't know if it's coming through, but they're having a wild time. They're friends of mine. Maybe I'll crash their party later. We'll see what happens. They won't mind. They'll be happy to feed me. So we'll see what happens. So we'll stay on point here. All the birds, the winged nations are going wild too. Earlier I had a little robin running circles around me. Didn't see Batman, but Robin was sure having a good time. Chasing around the worms, you know. The birds are really singing their choir out there right now. 66, 66 coming in. The yin and the yang. We'll get started here. Got off track there for a moment. With these intense fire energies coming in, it's not easy to stay focused. Oh, here we go. The Innerverse activating. So we have today in the image in today's video from Divine Sister of the Light, Suzanne Amara. I'll read the codes from her. The sword of unity flying into land. The sword is landing. The code has been such a deep journey. So many streams converging and embodying. The journey has so many elements. And this is one important part of the sword, the Innerverse, a whisper of soul's expression in the fabric of the firmament. Codes of sovereignty, radical authenticity and presence, shedding of skins, and descending source primal light into the fabric of our being. The universe is the you-niverse, is the Innerverse. The inverse, the opposite of the way we have been, the space in between, the dark matter, the unknowingness and the voidal potential. The polar of separation is unity and oneness. The fractals converge, the tuning forks harmonize, harmonic convergence. This is the verse of the inner planes of our unity heart calling us home into the plane where we live and breathe, beginning a powerful journey, dancing in the frequency field of divine reflection. Amara. And there we have it too in the code, the tuning forks harmonize. That's another way you can look at the human vessel, is we're tuning into the higher frequencies, bringing in these codes through our vessel into Pachamama, into the crystalline core, to contribute, to harmonize and activate the crystalline DNA of Gaia, which then expands out from her center through all light workers in this realm, love workers, to spread out through the field or expand out, however you want to look at it, to activate every star, every atom, every cell, all DNA, and all living beings, all sentient beings of pure consciousness. And from Divine Sister Judith Kusel, Extremely powerful energies are pouring in at the moment. Allow them to integrate as this is dissolving the old timelines and massive tidal waves of energetic upgrades, going right into the subconscious false programming as the shackles and bonds are falling off and the new is rising in powerful ways and potent speed. Give your body space to rest and integrate. Decide to become, in the here and now, a radiant beacon of light and love, which radiates out into the world and positive, lovingly impacts upon it. Become the inspiration, the leading light, filling the world with love and uniting all of humanity and all sentient beings into one heart, one mind, one soul. Judith Kusel. And from Divine Bro Star of the Light Pars Kute, every thought we have has a huge impact in the world. Our world is experiencing extreme volatile emotions now, and it is for us to understand the truth and understanding behind it. Simply put, this is a call for unity, love, and compassion. It calls for commitment to accept what is perceived and to choose right action and not reaction, to neutralize and bring peace and harmony to our world. This is our collective higher consciousness that beckons us with sacred love of one, Pars Kute. And that's why, beloved beings of light, every master of the past, teacher, guide, guru, philosopher speaks of the concept of seeking the kingdom of heaven within yourself, because the teachers knew through time that what we experience externally, or what appears to be external, it's actually within. But that's the paradox. What is outside is in, and what is inside is out. It's hard for the mind to comprehend. But once we understand this, we know that, and it's a two-way mirror. One affects the other, and the other affects the one. So we say, what would this world look like if every human being lived from their heart, lived from the peace, the joy, the compassion, the harmony, the bliss that is within, that still center? It would be paradise. It is the myth of Eden manifest into this field. Think of the matrix as neutral energy that will take on the form of anything projected into it. That is why the way showers, the guides, teachers are saying, and what I transmit through this channel, is that it is up to us, the ground crew, to activate our highest light, our highest potential, and to transmit and transform this realm through right action, right thought, right purpose, to serve humanity, to uplift, to raise up in consciousness, in energy, with positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive mindset, because we know that we are co-creators, meaning we have an individual experience and we have a collective experience. And once we've reached critical mass where we're at the tipping point, we know this, it's not going to take much to push us over the edge of the abyss of freedom. And that's why it is critical at this time to focus our awareness on what we do want, what we want the new earth to look like. And in service to humanity, in service to life itself, we are doing our best to live this truth. In the Taoist arts we say, the Qi flows where the mind goes. Meaning, Qi, either spelled C-H-I or Q-I, two ways to spell most Chinese words. The Qi is energy. The energy flows where the mind focuses and how the mind focuses. That is why in these final energies, these final days of the old false duality matrix of suffering and separation, all things are being exposed to be healed, released, and resolved. And in the process, we focus our attention, the first attention, to activate the second attention of the unknown or the non-physical. We focus it on the here and now, that being present, our presence, and we focus on our divinity, our oneness with Source, our oneness with all beings, our love for all creation and Creator, that which is beyond words and beyond concepts, and feel deep within our heart center our connection to all beings in all realms, all timelines, all dimensions, merging all together here now, the I Am presence that is here now in this body. The one that is listening to these words now is the I Am that is fully activated, fully awake, pure awareness, here now, for all eternity. All right, we'll get to the next transmission from Divine Sister Elizabeth Peru. I have to go with those energies as they come in. No holding back. Because if you want to sing out, to sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. It's the only way to be. You know that there are. You know that there are. We love you, Kat. So from Elizabeth Peru, the eclipse doorway has opened. A potent 4-week journey in between 3 eclipses. The more aware you are of what power you have to now manifest at lightning speed, the more productive this season will be for you. We won't see 3 eclipses again until 2029. This is also the door opener energy of the next decade, where we'll see more shifts in 10 years than we have in 10,000 years. This rare doorway I liken to a portal of light. Today is the power day of 6/6. Beloved ones, just after the full moon eclipse, we experience the 6th day of the 6th month, 6/6, bathing the globe in the energy of harmony, femininity, family, collaboration, and a call to your soul home. As I've explained in Saturday's energy forecast, the tip-off, this is an unparalleled opportunity to open up your heart and allow soul to ground you through your divine presence. From ElizabethPeru.com. And from Divine Sister Christine Day, this has been an incredibly intense time on a 3rd-dimensional level, and the Pleiadians are saying that more drama is to unfold over the coming months. Their message is for us to bring our focus within our own hearts, to hold a steady platform of reconnection within our heart by connecting and utilizing the powerful light energies that are coming onto our planet. Those of us on the path have pre-agreed to anchor the energy of light, which exists within our unique God light that is activated through our hearts. We get to consciously choose moments of connection in our heart space. This is our individual role right now. There is nothing more essential than to take this action and set a new wave of consciousness across our planet. This is the time for each one of us to do some deep, introspective work within our human component while we simultaneously take moments of creating building blocks of realignment within our hearts. Focus on your human feelings, which are arising within you through everything that is transpiring within our outer world. Spend the time with your feelings, whatever they are, whether they make sense or not. You may be triggered by many of the different diverse happenings that are taking place within your life, within our country, and within our world. These feelings that are arising within you are being sparked by the outer happenings. They have been held within you as they are your old feelings from past experiences unexpressed. Whether this is fear, struggle, anger, rage, betrayal, or simply feelings of being out of control, it does not matter the content. What really matters is that you utilize this time to feel the feelings, own the feelings, and use the conscious breath to work deeper within the feelings. You can liberate yourself and let go of the old patterns of the past that keep you in a cycle of self-sabotage in your day-to-day life. Together we unite within our hearts, our true meeting point. I send my love and blessings out to each one of you at this incredible, sacred, and intense time. Keep letting go and trusting the vastness of your own heart. Love and blessings, Christine, from ChristineDayOnline.com. And from Gaia Portal, the code for today is: Frugals call upon the higher aware and are rebuked. Gaia portals open fully with the marches of time. Stores of illumination open. Spores of illumination enter. Heavens are viewed within. From GaiaPortal.wordpress.com. And from the Archangelic Calendar, when pure letters come up, sunrise, sunrise of Michael, things usually get intense, and to top that, Gaia will continue to remain in the spirit-dominant setting, and we now see changes to the violet flame. There is so much going on, and the truth of the matter is that on a macro scale, the earth, sun, and elements are pushing for real change harder than anybody else at the moment. The word Sa, S-A, in the calendar brings up an auspicious energy, being of a star cluster whose nickname is Sa. This being is very mysterious and is a force that no race would dare mess with, as if they do, they could cease to exist, because Sa sustains most, if not all, of the life in this sector in a very real and physical way. When we feel it, it is very palatable and is marked by a warm, connected, and heavy feeling in our guts that is incomparable to anything else. 3D briefing. One way or another, organized darkness is determined not to allow the U.S. to open back up, and ultimately this is going to have drastic global implications. That being said, an alternative agenda with absolutely no connection to the prior agenda wishes to do the same. Even though their plans will cancel each other out, the return to the old normal is not possible. What will start out as a demonstration will have the White House under attack by many different organizations, but not all of them will have anything to do with the causes presented. This is giving the malevolent sleeper cells of the world a perfect disguise to facilitate their plans, and that is exactly what is about to happen. The attacks on the White House are going to be called domestic, but like stated, it will be a mix of international and intergalactic agendas converging on an opportunity. The organized riots, not the protests, are tantrums for things being done behind the scenes. There are specific threats associated with the investigation, arrests, and harassment of specific people. Those with the eyes to see will clearly see this truth unfold in the upcoming days. It is not conducive to hurt your fellow man. If something needs to be changed, say it in an intelligent way and stand your ground. And if enough people are passionate about it, and indeed they are, change will happen. If one incites violence, they nullify their perspective, and it shows that their argument won't hold up an intellectual debate. The problem is that the peaceful people who do have an intellectual argument will be bunched up and swept away with the others who are using this as an opportunity to cause calamity. Propaganda death must first be achieved for the success of organized darkness agenda, and that has dramatically failed. You are seeing the divide in the government between the anarchist leaders and everyone else, and this is because the media's cover-up stories have become less and less effective on the masses. We will see some interesting micro 3D timelines where there is a mass red pilling or walking off the cliff, so to speak. On our 5D timelines, fires, tornadoes, thunder, and lightning is the latest array from Archangel Elyon, who says to fear not and enjoy the fireworks. You may feel water that is not there. This is a side effect of the macro matrix overlay that was put in place to implement the many things Archangel Elyon is implementing at the moment. These events will not affect us on the 5D timelines, but it will provide us with many things to observe. When you take a seat, pay attention to what direction you are facing, as you will be influenced by the elements and the archangels in charge of that direction on that day. They often change. In other words, switch seating when you feel the energy is off. It may just be the direction that you are facing does not match your dominant desires. There's a wonderful macro timeline where the universe is extremely playful. This is where we are headed. We see snippets of this going and coming, but when we fully merge with this timeline, it will be evident. The Eden setting is the main setting of this change, and that is as close as a humanoid can get to directly interacting with the personality of infinitely expanding creator source. This place is beyond unique, and it's such an anomaly that it can only have been placed there by the will of divinity in a very direct way. The tools for today's assignments are in the link in the description below. The assignments for today, we are still working on a macro level, and thus the format will stay consistent. Please use today's current tools if you need assistance performing the task. The elephant in the room is a planned attack on the White House. We do not have permission to stop this, but we can still protect the pure hearts involved and hope they can relay a peaceful message to the group via their heart connection. Locate the pure hearts in the crowd and in the White House by searching for colorful auras. Use a light blue shield for them. Remember, you are on a higher timeline, so technically you are help from above. More than a few malevolent galactic races are trying to feed this conflict from behind the moon. Do not confuse the natural energies of the full moon from the manic-inducing malevolent energies they are sending. Use any means necessary to neutralize this threat. In the middle of all this are heartaches with wishes for the healing of things on the lower timelines. In an effort to encourage the rising of the correct force within the lower timelines, we will send heart chakra emerald green, radiating love by envisioning emerald green light originating from your heart chakra and engulfing the world. Please hold for at least 72-second count. From the archangeliccalendar.com and from the Heart of Buddhism, Taoist Buddhist Master Milarepa. My fear and doubts have vanished like mist in the distance, never to disturb me again. I will die content and free from regrets. This is the fruit of Dharma practice. And from Harmonic Convergence 2020, every year the window between June 5th to June 8th serves as a holographic time container for the rare Venus transit pair of 2004 through 2012. June 5th through 6, 2020, NS1.32.12.7 to 8, Kin 68, 69, 3-star and 4 moon, marks the 8th anniversary of the second Venus transit Omega of the 2004 to 2012 pair that took place on Kin 8 through 9, 8-star and 9 moon on the galactic Maya count. And 3 days later, June 8, 2020, Kin 71, 6 monkey, marks the 16th anniversary of the first Venus transit Alpha of the 2004 through 2012 pair that took place on Kin 211, 211 on the galactic Maya count, and closing in this way the double transit cycle, Venus to Venus, conception to birth, Alpha plus Omega, of the 5-star pentagram that Earth and Venus create every 8 years while they dance around the sun. Venus transits pairs are events of very rare occurrence and therefore very special significance, as they only take place every 113 or 130 years, hence once in a lifetime. Considering their rare and close occurrence in time, the Venus transit of 2012, and the galactic alignment of Earth with the Sun, and the dark rift at the heart of the Milky Way galaxy, on the winter-summer solstice of December 21st, 2012, on the Maya long count marker 13.0.0.0.0, are the two most significant time markers of the 21st century, and probably the entire third millennium. These two rare celestial alignments signaled in space the closing of the 13 Baktun cycle of the Maya long count in time. Fractal time compression, 104 years equals 104 moons. Since there are precisely 104 moons of 28 days each, plus 8 days at a time contained within an 8-year pentagonal cycle, we are closing and opening a perfect fractal of a sacred Venus round of 104 years, compressed as 104 moons. These 104 moons correspond to 104 kin of the Tzolk'in matrix that can be mapped within a 260 moon Tzolk'in matrix, where one kin equal one moon. Since the Venus blueprint is encoded with the moon cycles, the holographic cyclical synchronization that is taking place between the Earth, the Moon, and Venus, and the galactic count is also extending to the vigesimal order of time known as the Maya long count. Holographic alignment via number 13, Cosmometry at work. This powerful harmonization of cycles via the cosmic cyclical power represented by the number 13, which showed up today on the Schumann and also with the Ascension earthquake, is a function of a universal hologram at work, the 12+1 model. Mathematics is the language of nature. At a fundamental level, everything in creation is governed by the same fractal geometrical structures. Cosmometry is the study of those fundamental patterns, structures, processes, and principles that are at the foundation of reality, and the application of this knowledge in the design of human, social, and technological systems. This new field of study is helping us to reach a unified understanding of cosmic coherence to new levels of integration and wholeness. Within this framework, the 12+1 model is represented as the geometry of the vector equilibrium, the most primary geometric energy array in the cosmos. Venus transits 2004 through 2012, galactic karmic and solar prophetic dual aspects of Venus. Planet Venus has been associated throughout history with the prophets Muhammad, Jesus, and Quetzalcoatl. This is now of special relevance considering that 3 days ago, now 4 days, Kin 65, 5 times 13, marked the last day of the 2012 through 2020 Earth plus Venus pentagonal cycle. This day corresponded to the 13th day of the 5th cycle of the Tzolk'in, governed by the seal coded by the number 13. This 13-day cycle started on Kin 53, 1 Skywalker, analog of 1 Reed, the symbol of the historic prophet Quetzalcoatl, who walked the earth for 52 years, 947 through 999 AD, and who left the prophecy of 13 heavens and 9 hells that was fulfilled with the harmonic convergence of 1987. And from the Tzolk'in times, Kin 69, red self-existing moon. The number 4 is called self-existing, and its keywords are definition, form, and measure. The 4th day of any wave spell is about looking at things in finer detail. Well-informed is well-armed, they say. Check your facts, gather information, and make sure you have a plan to proceed that is based on fact, not guesswork. Don't throw yourself blindly into a situation or sign any documents until you are sure that you know exactly where you stand. Today is Red Moon, which represents going with the flow. These laid-back days are all about surrendering to the universe, relinquishing control. The moon has such a powerful effect, it is pointless to attempt to turn the tide. Going against the flow will only lead to a tsunami. As it is a number 4 day, this suggests that looking at the details and taking measure will help you relax. Gathering everything you need to know will put you in a place where you can have peace of mind. You can relinquish control once you understand better what is going on. From Divine Sister Christina Papagiorgio, red self-existing moon, Kin 69, 6 June 2020, forming higher mind. 6-6, Christ consciousness portal, full moon lunar eclipse, gapped day galactic activation portal. 6/6/2020 equals 6/6/22 equals 664 equals 16 equals 7. 6 heaven, Christ, harmony, family, romance. 4 form, structure, foundation, earth. 22 architect of peace, master builder. 7 magic, mystic, spiritual solitude. Kin 69 equal 15 equals 66. 6 code for triple Christ energies merging with the goddess. Today is a gap day, a galactic activation portal day, when the dimensional doorways are flung wide open, adding more power and intensity to the energies of the full moon lunar eclipse, which happens on the 6/6 portal in the southern hemisphere. Day 4 in the white world bridger wave spell of surrender, letting go, forgiveness, networking, and building bridges. Today we must surrender to the flow of new and pure consciousness, letting go of all that was in order to embrace and build the new. Tone of creation, self-existing, tone 4, in the mental realm, action measures, power defines, essence form. Self-existing number 4 takes form, and we have ourselves a square shape. Self-existing, measuring and defining, very intelligent, fascinated by self. We now have built a sturdy platform upon which further growth takes place. As Tone 4 focuses on the mental realm, it is now time to construct your new, higher, purer mind, using these newly developed capacities to assist you in the mental construction of your new reality. As thoughts are the building blocks of form, what you think is what you create. Let's build a better box. We are evolving to higher and purer forms of consciousness each day on our ascension journey. Through this purification, we ignite and access greater capacity of mind and naturally begin to exhibit telepathic thought, empathic connections, and intuitive knowingness, gaining greater trust and confidence in our mind's ability to translate divine mind. Today our challenge is to purify the mind and our belief systems, allowing for the flow of our first instinctive thoughts. This enables us to initiate our full surrender to pure divine mind. We are evolving to divine humans, so we now need to think like the true creator gods that we are becoming. Today's question is, how can I purify my instinctual responses, trusting the flow of the new and pure consciousness to evolve my human mind? Divine blessings for the release of the past programming in order to construct your new telepathic mind. Welcome to the higher divine mind. In Lekek Alakin, Christina, White Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 69, Red Self-Existing Moon. The mantra, the code for today is, I define in order to purify. Measuring flow, I seal the process of universal water with a self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of life force. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. So there we have it with this intense galactic activation. We are opening up, we are rising up, we are letting go, and we are going with the flow. Please let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your visions, your dreams, your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications on future uploads. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions. Or you can visit primedisclosure.com. We archive all these transmissions on our website. We have over 1,000 now. And I'd like to thank everyone for their support and their pledges on Patreon. If you'd like to support my work and the work of Prime Disclosure, you can visit patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. We have that link in the description below too. I'll be uploading some new trainings on there in the next couple days. I just have to edit the videos, and that's for only Patreon. And I post a lot more information and articles on Patreon than even on our website and our Facebook page. So one last thing before I bid you all adieu. What was coming through in meditation this morning, for all of you listening now, for the one consciousness that is here now, connecting with this vessel, with this channel, with this line of communication, what Source Creator wanted me to transmit to itself through you as a conduit, as a connecting rod. What we have here is direct line of communication, 73 coming through, 73 into the 37, heaven on earth. So when we talk about things such as the event and the awakening, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, what Source wants me to clarify to all consciousness that may be listening to this transmission right now, that these titles such as Buddha, Christ, cosmic, are titles that don't necessarily mean a person. So when we say someone is a Buddha or a Christ or the Christ, Christ can be translated in many different ways, but one line of consciousness is the exalted one or the one from above, from heaven. So this is a title that every consciousness can hold. That's why we say the rapture is Christ consciousness returning for the collective. This is all conscious beings of pure consciousness, of pure light. Meaning, this is an emanation or an embodiment, just like Buddha. Buddha would even say that this is a title, this is a name that represents Source itself, or what we call the unborn mind of Buddha, or pure awareness. So a title such as Buddha, Christ, cosmic consciousness symbolizes a living being that represents the pure love, the pure light of Source itself, what we call the great mystery. So every master through time, through the Taoist, the Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, Islam, that doesn't matter. The lineage. What matters is the teachings that point to the truth that's beyond words. And that is what I do the best I can when I teach or give these little transmissions at the end or beginning of when I share others' works that I know resonate with many and keep me on a linear timeline instead of jumping 5 million timelines at once, being coherent, cohesive, all these things. So this Christ consciousness or Buddha consciousness is every living being's true nature. Now when a being is born, Zen Master Bankei said all beings are born perfectly awakened Buddhas, but that pure awareness is converted or transformed into the three hells, the angry demon, the frightened animal, or the hungry ghost. This is symbolic of the negative emotions or negative thought patterns. It's the programming of the false, the deception of the controllers of the suffering programming. And it is up to us as an individual consciousness to realize our true nature. The Buddha himself said, all beings can become Tathagata, meaning a representative, an embodiment of Buddha itself through your consciousness and through your actions of compassion and bliss and joy that you transmit into this realm. And another name for Buddha, we may say the awakened one, or also called the world-honored one, which is synchronic with the exalted one, or the enlightened. These are all connected. When Buddha attained enlightenment, he pointed to the heavens and the earth, and he said, in the heavens and on the earth, I alone am the world-honored one. And it is in that all oneness, or at-one-ment, atonement, when the mind realizes the pure state, the exalted state, the awakened state, meaning all manifestations are illusory, but the pure awareness that manifests is eternal. And it's in that understanding and awareness itself that the false is transformed into the true. And then we realize that all are one with Source, that everything and everyone is equal and has the exact same value, no greater than, no less than. That is the neutral, the equal, the undivided, at one-ment, being one with all, a whole. And it is the same with the Christ. That's when we say the love that I am, or the saying I and my Father are one. We can say I and my Father, Mother, God are one, but it's even beyond that. Father, Mother, God is still a manifestation. The great mystery is even beyond any thought, any feeling, any words. And this is what we tap into. This is what we relink, reconnect to when we seek, when we find the kingdom of heaven within, which is the purity, it is the stillness, what some may call 0 point, the singularity, is the portal. That is the eye of the needle that many of these teachers now are talking about, that we are in as a collective. So this is coming through and manifesting in many different ways through this great ascension process, this great awakening. So just know, Divine One, that the only thing that separates or creates this illusion of separation from Source, the only things that keep the mind and awareness in a separate state is doubt and fear. They work hand in hand. The fear creates doubt and the doubt creates fear. And with faith, with enough faith, we can move mountains, or we can become the mountain. We activate our faith in our practices, our daily work, our daily meditations, prayers, connections, whatever silences the mind, the mantras, the prayers, the breath work, the meditative practices, our spiritual work, our metaphysical, non-physical, superphysical, superconscious, whatever name we want to give to it. These are what bring us back to center, or reconnect us to the eternal light, the eternal life of the I Am presence that is Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness. And in that direct connection, or direct experience, it resolves all conflicts and all doubt, worry, and fear in this now. As we move beyond release, let go, self-judgment, self-pity, self-importance, all these things that pull us out of our heart, out of the now, into the past or into the future, regretting the past or worrying about the future, create more conflict. So in this eternal now, we activate our Christ consciousness, our Buddha awareness, and remember, relink, reconnect the connection that was never lost to begin with. It was a simulated separation program that is being resolved, dissolved, transformed, transmuted, and transcended. And remember, love always wins. Because in truth, there is no battle. There is nothing to gain and nothing to lose. That is all part of the story and part of the simulation. So being in the world but not of it, we peacefully walk every step in this now, here and now, for all eternity. And that is the pure, true path of the Buddha, walking your sacred path with heart. Beloved angels of light, I love you all. Namaste.